She said, "How did it go?" And I said, "We need to talk tonight, ... We'll see how that goes when I tell her we're going to be getting an X3. But today's going to be a good day. We're heading in. Don't teach till later, but we have a couple of guests coming. We've got Flightscopes in town, so we're going to go talk to them, meet them. They're bringing the X3. They want to show that to me and just kind of talk about my experience with the Mevo Plus. So we're going to head over there to the space and go meet them. What's going on, everybody? So we're just done with our meeting with Flightscope. Had Tyler and we had Alex out here. Thank you so much for them for, reaching out, wanting to come out. That was completely unexpected, and they wanted to come out, see the space, and they were in town for another event, so they wanted to show me their big bad boy, the X3, and have that out. So that was something I was obviously interested in. I've been thinking about getting an X3 for a long time now. I really have. It's something as a teacher, you just really miss having, when you had the X2, you had the data of, all right, hey, what's the club path? What's the club face? And again, you can figure that stuff out, but man, is it so nice to have it. And plus, this video is in no way sponsored. I don't take any money from Flightscope. I purchase everything that I get from them. I'm just a big fan of the products, and I like where the prices are at based on what you're getting. So I think that's really important to mention. Now, with that said, if you are interested in getting Flightscope stuff of your own, they did provide a link down below. You can go ahead and click that and go ahead and purchase anything that you see on the channel. So feel free to go do that. Again, really appreciate all your support on the channel, and I want to give you my thoughts on the X3. So the first thing you have to look at when you get an X3 is, you're going to get this launch monitor. If you've been in the personal launch monitor game, you will notice right away that this is a much bigger, much beefier launch monitor. Now, it's not terribly beefy. I mean, it comes in a nice slim profiled case, but it's much bigger than what you're going to use when you get out of the personal launch monitor game. So reason that happens is you're going to have more horsepower, and that's going to provide you with more features. So beyond the obvious that you are going to have, some easier setup features such as self-leveling legs. You're going to have a little bit easier time with getting the ball location measured. You're going to have a little bit easier time with aligning the cameras a little, just everything comes out a little bit bigger. All right, that's what it seems like when I'm looking at it. Those types of things are more available in a unit that has more of this horsepower, but the things that I'm looking for, again, from an instructor, but I think can be very, very helpful to a player. I noticed in just the couple of shots that I hit, club path, club face, having that available, oh man, I've missed that. That has been so great to have as a teacher and as somebody that's just practicing, being able to hit a shot and then see that, hey, this is where the ball goes. And then, all right, I want to make an adjustment. So this swing, I feel like I'm going to do this. And then I can get that feedback with the club path number. Huge. Love it. That's what I want to be able to do. Now, the other thing I love, and this is easily my favorite feature, okay? My favorite feature is going to be the environmental optimizer, all right? So they call it the EO. What it is you're able to adjust for temperature, humidity, elevation, wind direction. You can also adjust if it's a shot uphill, shot downhill. All of those things can be altered or adjusted to be able to tell you what's going on with that golf ball and be able to see where it's going. So that was easily one of my favorite things. Now, I work with a lot of competitive players. I think it's going to be a huge help for us when we travel. I also think it's going to be a huge help just starting to understand the effects of our golf game. I think that can help out so many people. The data even I saw was just a little bit eye-opening to myself. Like when I was hitting into a 20-mile-an-hour wind, the amount that I saw knocked off of my clubs was an amount, and then going downwind, I would see it be about half of it on certain clubs. I mean, so just having that knowledge that downwind doesn't get as much help as it does as you get hurt going into the wind. I mean, that's so good and so helpful to build some confidence as we're going through and working on our game. I love that. Going along with that, there was one thing that I loved is they have what's called the D-plane mode. And basically what this would do is, you know, take a shot. Let's say you hit a golf shot, and this is so huge for me as a teacher. When I see people hit shots, maybe they'll hook one and they're like, oh, that must have been this or that. And it's like, well, no, you actually just hit it on the toe, or you hit it on the heel and that made it fade. You know, those types of things. In the D-plane mode, it gives you what the shot should have done based on all of the conditions you provided in impact. So that's going to be club face, club path, that's going to be your angle of attack, that's going to be your dynamic loft, all of those things that are going to provide how the ball is going to fly, minus just the fact that did you hit it good or not. It's going to tell you where that ball should have gone. So for me, that's really, really awesome, because one of the things that I always hear, especially working with launch monitors, is like, oh man, that's reading short, that's doing this, that's doing that. I'm always going to respond to that and say, where are you hitting the golf ball? Where are you hitting the golf ball on the club face? Because that has a huge impact, and it's always been hard to show that based on previous softwares and launch monitors, and you have to kind of go with a little bit of faith with, all right, hey, if we go outside, I want you to see where this ball is actually going. And that's a huge thing. Now, this mode takes that out, lets you see, hey, if you hit that ball in the center of the face, this is what was going to happen. Huge tool as a teacher, I think as a player, for people to see, being able to see what their impact conditions, as somebody that works on speed, letting people see, hey, this speed is going to let you get to this point. I mean, I can see just so many tools for that and being able to help people get better. So that is an unbelievable tool as well. And then the last thing, I tried to pick out number 3 here, but you know what, to be honest, there's just so many good things. Having the ability to just select certain blocks within the dashboard so you can just focus in on certain key things and then take away all of the data. That's huge. I mean, having all the data available if you need it, that's also huge. I mean, being able to use the skills app, be able to play on course with E6, all of that stuff is still there. I just can't see, you know, why it's a bad thing to be able to just add in all the extra data, but still be able to use it with all of the other tools that we have available here. And the last thing I didn't even point out was the video mode. We now have the ability, you have the camera on the unit, just like we see in other units, but you can also connect to other cameras in smartphones and iPads and be able to use those as second and third cameras that will all compile into that shot that you hit. So now you don't need to record from multiple angles. You can have this whole setup, have it easily paired up with your ball data, club data, all of that stuff from the launch monitor, have it all on one screen and be able to go. I'm excited. They are going to be combining all of the apps. Right now you have a couple apps. They are still going to have the skills app, but then FS Golf is going to take over all the apps. So getting things simpler, easier to use. They're trying to do that with the X3. As a coach, love it. And I love all the tools to help people learn about what's going on in their game, put them in performance conditions with the EO, put them into tests with the skills app, and then as a coach, have all the data to be able to make the best possible decision. There, right there is all the reason we need. So we'll be seeing one coming in here soon. Again, if you're somebody that's interested, click that link down below and you can check it out for yourself. I'm excited to share with you more about it as we get it and get using it and getting back into using some really high level data from the X3 and the performance launch monitor. So really, really cool stuff. Again, thanks to Flightscope, to Tyler, to Alex for coming on out. Really appreciate it. Unexpected, not needed, but really fun to get to test the unit out in person and be able to ask questions to them directly about what's going on and get a feel for it. So if you have any questions, please make sure you reach out. Click the link down below to subscribe if you're not a subscriber already, and we will see you in the next video. Winners here. Go Cubs. Hopefully by the time you see this, I'll be a happy coach, and we'll see the Cubs in the next round. If not, be a little sadder in the next video, but make sure you check it out. Peace.